Here's how a company turned their product that caused a lot of murders into a household name that you probably used recently. So here's the story of Tylenol and the 1982 Tylenol murders that killed 7 people in Chicago due to cyanide-laced Tylenol from a serial killer in Chicago that actually has never been found. To this day, they still have no idea who did it. Some guy sent in letters and they think that it might have been him, but there was no evidence that it was him. He went to prison for 12 years, but he is out right now. So they still don't know who did it, but interesting story. Anyways, the response to it can really help you out if you have a business and you're running the business right now and you want to scale to the next level. The reaction to these murders is Johnson & Johnson, who's the parent company of Tylenol. They pulled 31 million bottles of their product off the shelves completely. And this was in 1982. It was $100 million worth of product in 1982, which is equivalent to $326 million in 2023. So the clear and quick reaction from James Burke, who was the CEO at the time, was incredible because he was open with the law enforcement, with the public, with the media, and every single step that Johnson & Johnson took in private was also in public, okay? And so they gave regular updates straight from the top. Like he was the spokesperson, the C-suite was the direct spokesperson to the public, and they made sure people knew that safety was their number one priority. And they were doing everything that they could to figure out what was behind the murders and help the law in any way that they could. Okay, innovation that came from this was fantastic, and we still see it today. So they developed the tamper seals, like the seal on top of it, like the foil piece that you can see if it's on there, and then they also developed the plastic seal around the top of the bottle, and then the tamper-resistant caplets as well, instead of the capsules that everybody in the industry still uses today. Like Tylenol is still the caplets, the hard, packed product instead of the capsules with stuff inside of them that are easily injectable. Okay, so that was that first innovation. And then the second innovation was in their ads. So their new ad research kind of uncovered that hidden obstacle that they didn't even know about. Like before this, people didn't even realize that safety and quality was the thing that they were looking for. But then afterwards, they realized that yes, that is something that I want. This is something that I need in a product. And then afterwards, all of their ads promoted safety, reliability, and quality over everything else. And they still do to this day, even though they're past this. Okay, and then the flip, the kind of third innovation, after they turned this $306 million loss into Tylenol kind of as a household name, is the new industry standards that they established for safety, for crisis management, and brand recovery after a tumultuous time that politicians and businesses and even celebrities still use today. Like you will learn this in business school. I don't have an MBA. I didn't go to business school, but this is taught in business school, this kind of flip that James Burke made. So the skill that James Burke had and the C-suite of Johnson & Johnson in general, I mean, pulling $326 million worth of product off the shelves and having a serial killer that was targeting your product specifically that actually killed 7 people and was making national headlines, the skill that he had to have was the ability to stay calm under pressure. And if you want to scale your business up to that 7 and that 8-figure mark, the ability to stay calm under pressure is a very kind of under the radar skill that not a lot of people have. The reason that CEOs at that level get paid the big bucks and the reason why they seem kind of mythical and just so far away from the normal person is because any normal person would just crumble immediately in their shoes. Right? You put a normal person in the shoes of Jeff Bezos, of Elon Musk, of James Burke at this time, the person would crumble under the stress, right? And their ability to stay calm under that pressure, even though everything was on them at the time, is equivalent to a superpower. And you can have the ability to do this as well in your business. And if you've seen any semblance of success, and if you're watching this yes, I want to get to 7 to 8 figures, right? And you're sitting at that 5-figure, 6-figure range, and you want to get there, you've already done the things that have made you decently successful, right? You have the ability to be successful, okay? And all that you have to do is use that knowledge that you took yourself from 0 to 5 figures, 6 figures, wherever it is, and you just keep that knowledge while you're growing and make sure that anytime something happens, which it will, right? Anytime that happens, that you don't emotionally overreact to everything happening around you, right? And stay calm when things happen, right? And use the knowledge and the skills that you have cultivated to get from 0 to 5 or 6 figures and keep that skill even when it seems like everything else is crumbling around you. Because most people in your shoes would just take the knee-jerk decision and they would do the first thing that came to mind. They wouldn't even think. They would just be a complete slave to their emotions at that point. But a huge superpower skill that you can have at the 7-figure and 8-figure range if you want to stay there and get there and stay there is the ability to stay calm under pressure like that.